G'day viewers again, Mark from N Group. Just a little bit of a chat on, say, batteries are things to consider when looking at different types. I'll probably talk about the Powerwall as like the hamburger with a lot, which has all the features that you'd assume you'd want as a consumer. It's weatherproof, so it can be installed outside. It looks tidy, so we do these outside people's houses. Inside their garage is also another common spot. So the thing looks respectable. It can be mounted up on the wall if you want to, but generally, just because they're really heavy, if we can put them on the ground like this, then that's the ideal situation. Other things, I suppose, about this one here, which is a bit different to the others. This one here is probably the largest single size battery on the market, so it's 13.5 kilowatt hours. And what that is that basically means a kettle, which is 2 kilowatts typically. This would make a kettle boil continually for about 6.5 hours. So that's the amount of energy that it holds to deliver. Which is under normal circumstances enough for people's houses to go all night unless there's a lot of heating or cooling required. Other things to consider, these have got a 10-year warranty. Most batteries have got a 10-year warranty on their data sheets. There's some criteria on the warranty, so this isn't worn out at 10 years. It should be a 20+ year battery. So it's just how much energy, what percentage they guarantee is left at a 10-year mark. And that's assuming that every day you completely empty it and every day you completely fill it. And most places, people's homes, you don't do that. You're only often partially emptying it or partially filling it. So that warranty's unlikely to be even tested, so the thing should be its degradation, or the amount of level of energy it loses over that time, would be typically less than what they specify. This battery here, when it connects to solar, doesn't matter what solar it connects to. So you can have any existing solar and you can connect it to that. Or any of the solar that we offer, which could be preferably the micro inverters, but it could be a voltage optimized system or a string system. This can work with all of those. Not all batteries do what consumers think they should do, which is if you lose power on the street, that the battery keeps the house going. So all batteries do store energy so that after hours at night time you can use your energy you've made from your solar, so you're not drawing that from the grid. But not all batteries, if you lose the power on the street, do they keep the house going. So the Tesla does that. The Tesla, if you lose power, the cut over time is from you losing power to it then taking power up is the blink of an eye. Other systems, it can be 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then the battery will kick in and then run things in your house. Other things that Tesla probably trumps most of the opposition in is that it can continually deliver 5 kilowatts of power, which is basically the same amount as like boiling 2.5 kettles full time. Whereas other batteries often they don't have that rated output. This can momentarily deliver 7 kilowatts, which is 3.5 kettles for a short amount of time to get things going. If there's what we call a peak in the usage. There's one other bit they don't show you with the Tesla battery too. There's actually a separate box which usually goes near your switchboard. Sometimes we put it above the unit because they look pretty tidy. It's just the interconnecting box. They call it a gateway, and that's where the Powerwall and the switchboard, all the wiring goes together and how all the clever stuff happens. Tesla, in my opinion, have the easiest, the app where all the information goes. It's the easiest app for consumers without any technical knowledge on energy to actually flow what's happening, to see how much the house is using, see how much the solar's making, see how much energy is in the battery, and see how much energy is coming from the grid or how much you're selling back to the grid. The boys and girls at Tesla have done a really, really clever job on how that one little screen and and how it logically flows and shows you what's going on. That's probably about all with the Tesla battery. You can add more than one too. So they're, again, clever boys and girls at Tesla. You can have up to 6 on one gateway, and when you do 6, you can either have 6 along the wall like this, or you can actually stack 3 together as well. This here is about 6 inches deep. You can actually just bolt another one onto the front of it, and they have a really clever kit which bolts it together and makes it really tidy. So this is still what you see on the front, and then the when they're double stacked or triple stacked, they still, other than stick out further from the wall, they do look really tidy. And then the other thing that happens when you add more than one Powerwall is what other batteries typically don't do. You'd assume as a consumer, if you added another battery to this, so now we have 2, we obviously double the amount of capacity in there. So we've got now 27 kilowatt hours of energy to use. But logically, what Tesla do can give us 5 kilowatts continually, and you put another battery in front of it. So that means we can double it and we can deliver up to 10 kilowatts of energy at once. Other batteries don't really work that way, which seems a bit not logical. You might put 2 batteries together on other architecture, so you double the amount of energy that's available, but the inverter part that actually then runs the house, you're limited by how much that can deliver the house. So let's say that inverter's 3.5 kilowatts. Well, if we even had, say, 3, I'll use LG Chem as an example, which is a really good battery maker. If we had 2 or 3 of their batteries, we can only put 3.5 kilowatts into the house. Yes, we have a lot of energy, backed up. Like we've got a big water tank, but the pump can only pump so much water. Whereas with the Teslas, if we double the battery, we've basically got double the water pressure, if that makes sense. So you got, if you need, we can supply more electricity. So in my opinion, I think these batteries, whether it's Tesla and LG Chem and the really good players in the market, and there's a few, the battery life should be at least double what the manufacturer's saying their warranty is, especially because you typically don't drain them and fill them every day. If you want to find out a bit more about the Tesla batteries, we've got the showroom one here, and they're working live in the at our factory here, so we can show you how they work on the app and so forth. So pop in and see us at 65 Watt Road.